Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Scottsburg Board of Public Works and Safety this evening. Today is May the 10th, 2021, in the year of our Lord. So we'll call our meeting to order this evening. We'll begin by our roll call by Clerk Treasurer Jan Hardy, please.
Mayor Amick.
Here.
Karen Gracious. Here. Tom Lewis.
Here. The next thing we have on our agenda is the approval of the April 26th minutes, please. We'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I will make the motion to accept the minutes as presented.
And I will second.
Karen seconds. Is there questions, comments, concerns? I have one or two. I have received, where you did see where the owner continues to reside there despite the order to vacate the premises. I have continued to receive phone calls from the neighbors that were here, one of them at least, who are still upset about that. And just to let everybody know that we are going forward with that. And there is,
Litigation has been filed and the court has set a hearing for June 7th.
June 7th.
yeah. And also, just to give an update on the well abandonment contract, that is going forward as well. So IDEM said that we needed to close the wells. So we are in the process of well closure even as we speak. And that process is ongoing, and we soon hope to have that whole conundrum of many, many tentacles wrapped up and signed off and gone. And, so, but just giving you an update there. So, anything else? Nothing here, nothing else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, aye as well. So, okay, the next thing we have on our agenda for this evening is comments from department heads. How are you this evening?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Blessed. Plus you have this aura around you. It just looks so wonderful.
Something like that.
Yes.
The only thing I have for you guys this evening was the utility adjustments for April, and then our regular leak and pool adjustments. So.
That's it?
Yep.
I have something for you. We had a gentleman who did leave a receipt upstairs. I need to get that back to you. I meant to bring it down.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'll go get it as soon as our meeting is over. That's okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so basically, Bink, you have something for us this evening?
Briefly.
Okay. This is Jim Binkley, folks, our department head over electric. So we'll turn the floor over to Mr. Binkley.
Just a quick recap of the loads. I don't think we're going to start on schedule, which is today, due to the fact telephone and cable TV have yet to raise their stuff. The electric department has all our electric lines and our fiber lines were up and out of the way. We shielded the ones that are still going to be close as they pass through.
Have they began passing through?
No.
I thought I saw some the other day.
They have brought some larger loads through, but not the ones we had to move for, yes. The lights in Hidden Meadows, don't know if you've gotten anything on that yet, as far as determination of what lights we want to put up.
What are you recommending?
Being that it's a subdivision, an underground subdivision, I would recommend the acorn style lights or the ornamental lights. But as far as the financing side of things, that I would put in a wood pole, it left to my brothers. So that as far as a wood pole and a standard neighborhood lamp on it, LED. And that being said, we can put those in, and should funding come up later to change them out, we can. It's not a huge issue if you want to get.
Let me think about that one. I want a certain look on certain things.
Sure.
So if you don't mind, let me look at that.
That's why I'm bringing it to the board.
Does the board have suggestions as well?
I agree with Nick. I mean, if it's for looks, but
Aesthetics,
it
yes.
would be better, but you can only do what you can do with the money you got.
Ms. Ashley, do you have comments as well?
I'm here for new business item 1 this evening.
Okay, but I'm just saying on the subdivision.
On this existing Hidden Meadows putting up new lights.
Correct.
Street lights.
we can look into the subdivision file and see if anything's specified. I think I visited this one time and there was nothing listed in it in regard to the type of lighting that was required or approved for that subdivision.
You're talking about just a regular wooden, regular pole that we put an electrical pole with a light.
It'd be a 30-foot pole located near an electrical box or junction box, so we
Sure.
wouldn't have overhead wire. We conduit up the pole.
Is that all underground out there?
Yes, it is.
So,
Can I ask a question, Mayor, of Bink? When I was walking one day, I saw that down that Opal Drive down there, they had two of the decorator type. Did that subdivision owner, did they pay for those, or what determined who put that type up in there?
It's been a while. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was something kind of like what Ashley said she had looked into, but if who determined how because they only had two, and I know this was gonna be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few more. So again, I thought maybe we go back to that file.
how many lights are you estimating there? Just for more?
4 to 6.
4 to 6 lights, okay.
One for each cul-de-sac and one for the entry.
Right. And there's another subdivision going that close to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're gonna have access through Hidden Meadows subdivision to the new one also.
Okay,
So, in which, while they're developing it, would be a good time to specify if they need to put those lights in.
okay.
The Solar project, no real news on that, other than that they've got the stuff in. We haven't tested it yet, to my knowledge. Full attachment agreement with Spectrum, we're kind of letting that set until we get this large load thing moved through town before we clamp down and say we need our lease agreement or you need to stop working on the poles. But in the interest of this company, it's trying to move all this through town, we're going to leave it alone for right now unless the board advises otherwise.
Counselor, do you have any comments on that?
No, I've not heard anything further from Spectrum unless Bink has.
Okay.
Some in turn, that's just the food for thought. That's all I've heard, other than that, they said progress for fiber, but I discussed that with the roads.
Okay.
2 newsletters that come out for you guys to look at that being published, I guess this quarter or whatever. They come out.
Is Mr. Walker part of Vento?
They are not part of INFA, but they are part of IMEA.
Okay. Okay.
They buy their power off Indiana, Michigan.
Okay. Okay. Well, they're right there by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, okay.
That's all
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
What other department heads? Anything else? Excellent, always a joy. Let's go down to old business. What old business do we have? Hearing none, we'll go on then to the Indiana bottle. And we have Miss Ashley who will talk to us about that.
Okay, we have a representative here this evening, Mr. Jonah McClellan. I've been working with him for several months in regard to the Indiana Bottle project. Indiana Bottle Company was heard by the Board of Zoning Appeals on Monday, March 15th. They were heard for 2 variance requests, which were approved, one of which was for side setback and the other for maximum lot coverage. As a condition of those approvals, Mr. McClellan is here this evening to seek drainage approval and also approval for street cuts, and he has a visual aid for the board to look at this evening.
Okay.
Good evening, thanks for you guys allowing me to come in this evening and speak with you. I guess this is okay here, they can, I don't block your camera.
Yeah.
Maybe just kind of come there. Yeah, just show us. Yeah, just show us now.
Oh, perfect, awesome, thank you.
You work with Indiana bottle, sir?
So I work for Industrial Machine Repair,
Okay.
which is owned by Mr. David Keener, who also owns Indiana Bottle.
Okay, great.
So I'm his engineer there, so I got shot for this project.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for joining us.
thank you. So as you guys know, Indiana Bottle on the south side of town. I've been there since the early 90s. With the production of what we've got going on down there now, they are just packed in their building that they're currently utilizing. So this expansion would allow them additional storage space for their bottling process right now. So we are located, here's the existing structure here on the south side, just to the west of South Bond Street there. The addition would be a 165 by 100 square foot building, just to the north. It's actually gonna be separated and only connected with a actual drive lane, if you will, that'll be covered. So they'll have a fork truck drive lane that'll go between the two buildings.
Does everyone know where this is at?
This is
Lover's Lane right here.
Yep.
Highway 31.
Lover's Lane is right over here
Yeah.
on the south
So
side.
this is the current building?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I see. So that's gonna be.
So Genpack, the Genpack pull-in is actually right here, just to the north of us. And then, of course, American Legion and all that stuff is over this way, so I'll just give you a reference. So with the addition of the building, we've gone in and calculated that with the average amount of rainfall that you guys get here per month, which is right around 4 inches, especially right now, this is the season for it. We're calculating that there is a 36-inch culvert pipe just to the northeast that will accommodate that runoff that we're anticipating. And then also our 18-inch culvert, which will have the flow running along south along our property to get it off. We are going to be putting in additional concrete wall structures on either side of the building to help with that sheet flow as it comes off. And then just for reference, we're adding larger sewer lines and stuff like that to the south. But in a nutshell, that is what we are anticipating at this time, right around 10,000 gallons per month with 4 inches is what we were anticipating. So.
Then our street cuts.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, the street cuts, well, this doesn't really show it very well. There is a existing light pole right here. So if you move approximately 15 feet, that'll put you center on the street cut. And then with the size of the street cut, we're looking at a 20-foot cut right there. That will allow us both the construction entrance, and then once completed, that'll be our primary entrance that we're going to be utilizing as well.
We don't have Jason Applegate here this evening, and he knows the stormwater drainage, but they're basically on the west side of the railroad track. So that's all gonna dump in that ditch area along that railroad track. That then I think goes underneath in a culvert underneath that track, and it's gonna empty out over toward, I'm gonna guess around that on Main Street down that National Guard. Am I correct in that, do you think?
There's actually two runoffs, sir, that we've looked at. The first one, the 36-inch, as it comes across the roadway, it cuts south, like you were saying, right along the road, your rail
Okay.
line. The second one comes across, I believe it's the Scottsburg Heritage Center.
Yes, right there.
It actually runs northeast out into, and then there's farmland that is just to the east of it.
Yes.
So there's a wooded area terrain here, and then farmland that's just to the east. So it's there's two runoffs that goes through.
The problem there is that some of that, where the farmland's at, some goes back to the south, picks up a ditch, goes down to that, is that Pigeon Creek?
Yes, Pigeon Creek.
And then the other goes then over to US 56, which is going to probably then end up into another creek. So, so that just kind of lays the land for you. Tom is an engineer as well.
Okay.
And, but I can say this, they had me go through that, and they are elbow to elbow. Their business looks like it's going great. They need the storage. I think all this is going to be storage, isn't it?
It is, sir. Yep, all storage just for bottling.
I mean, yeah.
Like the expansion.
Yes, absolutely. And it's adding jobs as well.
Yes, sir.
So, it's adding jobs, and then,
Once we receive approval on this and a construction design release, we'll be able to move forward with issuing local permits, so they're very close.
was there any issues with the ingress egress on Genpack?
No, we've spoken with Genpack, and they are completely fine if we want to use line. In this plan right now, we don't have that templated in.
Okay.
If in the future we do want to
Sure.
go that route, they said they're completely fine with another entrance coming off.
Okay, so all yours is just right off Railroad Street then?
Right off the
I
south
got you.
line. Yes, sir.
I got you, because I thought at some point they were actually talking about
We were,
it.
yeah, we
Okay,
were.
got you,
Yes,
so that's all been changed?
Yes.
Got you, sure, okay. Okay, what questions do you have?
So we're giving approval for the change in drainage and the street cut. Correct.
I'm assuming this would be an approval, basically going forward with what the Board of Zoning Appeals, looks like they voted unanimously to go forward with this and send it to the Board of Works with their stamp of approval.
Okay.
So is there any questions before we go?
No, I think you explained it
Okay.
well.
Okay, all right.
The motion, we approve the two items.
Tom makes the motion to go forward with this approval on this Board of Zoning Appeals variance. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Richards seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yes. And we thank Indiana Bottle as well for their input for Scottsburg.
Roger that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next thing we have is claims. We've signed the claims. Let's give this to our clerk treasurer at this point.
Just all I would need, if you're in agreement, I need a motion to accept the claims as presented.
So moved.
Tom makes the motion to go forward. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Richards seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Unanimous. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay. Announcements. This is an announcement. It's going to be a fun announcement. This is a great announcement. Let me read the announcement to you if I can find it. It's in my packet here. And it is from the state of Indiana. And the state of Indiana says, from INDOT, the Indiana Department of Transportation, Dear Scottsburg, the Indiana Department of Transportation, INDOT, has completed a review and selection of projects for funding in the 2021-1 Community Crossings Matching Grant Fund Program. Your community has preliminary been awarded $905,245.96 in community crossings matching grant funds based upon your estimates from your project applications. INDOT will be transmitting an award letter in the upcoming weeks. The community crossings matching grant funds, which are administered by INDOT, will be used for funding up to 75% of the construction of your project or the purchase of materials. These grant dollars will enable you to help build and improve Indiana's infrastructure. The state of Indiana looks forward to partnering with all Hoosier communities, both urban and rural, to invest in road and bridge infrastructure projects. Improvement to local roads and bridges will bring about economic development, great jobs, and strengthen local transportation networks for all of Indiana. And signed by Joe McGinnis, INDOT Commissioner. So, great thing for the city of Scottsburg. This is the second Community Crossings grant. Thank you, Miss Jill. She wrote both grants, and that's right, $2 million. It was just a little shy of $2 million we've received. So we're soon to be starting our paving here, probably late spring, early summer maybe, because last thing we want to do, we're going to be paving, we should be able to pave a third of Scottsburg. So if we do this down here, we'll be able to do this next one in the fall, you think? Or not? Maybe?
I think so.
Maybe so?
I think we're gonna bid it out.
So we can possibly pave 2/3 of Scottsburg this year. What we're trying to do, we have a lot of our storm water lines under roads that are collapsed or plugged up. So right now, we have identified 24 that we're digging up. We don't want to pave and dig up a new road. So what we're doing is identifying those right now. We've ordered the product. The product's not coming in yet. We're waiting on it. Like everything right now, it's hurry up and wait with this, kind of like the United States Army, you know. So we are waiting for those culverts to come in. As soon as we get those in, we don't want the paving to begin until we got those culverts in. So we're trying to hold it off till we get these installed, just to give everybody a heads up to what's going on. So,
So all of this grant money will be used for paving?
all will be used for paving. Yeah, all this will be used for paving. We are starting sidewalks as well. We're going to identify sidewalks that we are replacing. We hope to put in the next Community Crossings grant a sidewalk addition in this as well. But we're going to begin. We're identifying. We're going to start with Cherry Street, directly off of US 31. It's a one-way going straight to Meyer Gymnasium on 3rd Street. So we will put sidewalks down that whole street right there. We will put sidewalks to the schools, to the parks, and to the downtown area. So not everybody will get, everybody's gonna get a sidewalk, but we're putting those main thoroughfares. So if you like to walk or ride a bike or whatever, we're gonna have a sidewalk for you. So sidewalks are coming. It's our picture frame around this beautiful lady we are getting, fixed up here. So our cleaning of Scottsburg continues to go on. If you know of other areas, please call the mayor's office and give them. We have a gal on the road daily, and she's going through there, and she's tediously going through these different areas. So if you see something that looks awry, please notify the mayor's office. We will get that to Miss Michelle and get this accomplished. We had one vehicle that hadn't been moved in 40 years, so it's gone today. So it was moved last Friday. So we're very thankful for that. What other questions do we have? Counselor, you're always filled with wisdom and knowledge. What do you have for us tonight?
I have nothing else.
Okay. You guys got anything else?
No.
We have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Thank you very much. Folks, we'll see you again at 6:30, city council time.